Hey guys, welcome to the Witch's Voice. I'm your Friday host, Maria Izol, and this week's topic is the Ouija board. Now, the Ouija board, I guess I could tell you if I believe in it or not, and that is I do. I do believe the Ouija board works, but I don't believe that it's the board itself that is magical. I think that it's just a tool, just like everything else in the craft, that we use to communicate with our deceased loved ones. I do believe that if you are going to use a Ouija board, now remember, guys, a Ouija board is a portal to communicate with um, people who have died, who have passed on. So I don't suggest that you should just, take it out and just like whip it out and let's go, let's do this. No, you have to. I believe that you have to, cast a circle, cleanse the area, cleanse yourself, because you never really know who you might bump into, um, who you might encounter. Some people might not be so nice, and sometimes you might not just be talking to a person. You might be talking to a thing. Um, so be very careful when you do use a Ouija board. Um, don't be cocky. Respect the act that you're doing. Respect it. Respect the spirits. Respect what you are doing, because you never know. Okay. Not saying that you shouldn't try it and that it should be something that you fear. It's just something that you should respect. There's a difference between respect and fear. Okay. Now, let me see. I've had two experiences with a Ouija board. The first wasn't so fantastic. It was actually quite annoying because we could not communicate with anybody in particular, and we were not doing it the best way, and I think I had not meditated that night or that day or what have you, and my whole entire back and my head was like on fire. It hurt so much. It was not fun. Um, it felt like you had like I had slept wrong or something, and when you sleep wrong in the wrong position and your neck and your back hurts, and yeah, it was not, no. Second time around though, the energy was much smoother, and I was more prepared. And unlike the first time, which I had no intention of communicating with anybody in particular, I had more intentions with communicating with my grandmother, who I had never met, but I had dreams with. And every time I would describe her to my mother, my mom would be like, "That's really creepy. You just described your grandmother." And I only have one photo of her. My mom has one, and it's about yay big. It's like a passport picture. It's like really small, like smaller than wallet size. Um, it's like the size that you would put in like a locket, size. So I don't have any details about her. I don't have, the way she looks, and I would always describe her perfectly to my mother. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is what I was getting at in the story. Um, and no, I had the intention of communicating with her when I got together with some of my friends who were also magically inclined. So we all got together. We cast a circle. We incensed. We smudged ourselves. My friend we had holy water nearby, which if you don't know how to make holy water, it's just water, salt, and you just bless it. There you go, holy water. So yeah, we had that nearby. We said a prayer. We opened ourselves up to positive entities and positive reactions and occurrences and whatnot. So, and I put my hands on the little thingamajiggy. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. The planchette. There we go, the planchette. And it's my Ouija board, by the way, that we used. Well, it was my friend's, and my friends didn't want it, and he gave it to me. So anyways, so yeah, we used the Ouija board, and I was like, I want to meet my grandmother. I didn't say anything, but I did. But I put my hands on it, and my another friend at the time, she put her hands, because you should always have somebody in front of you or inside side by side to connect with you with the planchette. You shouldn't do it on your own because the energy might be too much. Hence why the first time I had a headache and I did not feel good. But this time it was good. It didn't feel any pain. Um, and no, and it started moving and it started spelling out my name. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, at first we thought it had was starting to spell out Monica or Mon because it was Mon, and it was like, and we go, are you trying to spell Monica? Because a friend of ours that was there was Monica, and he goes, no. I'm like, are you trying to spell Maria, which is my name, obviously? And it was like, yes, and I was like, okay. Because at that time I didn't know it was my grandmother. I was like, it could be anybody. It could be anybody. And they're trying to tell me something. So I was like, I hope it's my grandmother. I hope it's my grandmother. And nothing else. So, and I go, are you my grandmother? And, just to make sure. And it went straight to yes. I mean, it went to yes to the point that it pushed me. So it said yes. And I was like, well, what do you want to, like, is there anything you want to tell me? Which I was not necessarily looking for the question, or what she told me was not exactly what I was hoping to hear necessarily. But it was very good what she said. Like, I like what she said, but it wasn't, how can I explain it? It's like, it wasn't what I was hoping for, I guess. Well, not really what I was hoping for. It's more of, I was expecting a little bit more, I guess you could say. Something extra. And I asked her, what, like, is there anything you want to tell me? And she spells out the word sorry. And I lost it. Crying. And everybody's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And my very good friend who was right next to me, puts his arm around me because he doesn't know. He doesn't know why the sorry is what's making me cry. And he's like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And I basically tell him why it makes me cry that she's saying sorry. Excuse me, guys. It's like my throat is killing me right now. Why it's, like why I'm crying. Mind you, this is a woman I've never met physically. But I'm crying that she's saying sorry. And I was like, I forgot what I asked her or what I told her. I think I said I forgave her. And then my best friend's like, what happened? What and I told him why it's making me cry. And the thing is that something similar happened to him with his father. So we both started crying. And sorry, table shaking. And I mean, we all got emotional. Everybody got emotional. I mean, everybody got emotional. Everybody started crying. Yeah, it was very traumatic, and but it was very necessary. Like, I had been holding it for some time. So it was a really good experience. So that's what I would say is a very positive and needed experience when it comes to using the Ouija board in a positive, good way. Okay? To communicate with your ancestors and with your family members that you want to hear from, that you want to have that connection that you may have never had the chance to, or say things that you never had a chance to tell them. And then of course, sorry, I just completely lost train of thought. And then the other thing is that, don't like I said, don't abuse it. Because, like I said, the Ouija board is just a piece of cardboard. It doesn't mean anything. it's just what you put into it, the energy that you put into it. You make it into a portal. You make it into a gateway for spirits to come through. You have to, you're the one that has to control that. You're the one that has to respect that and maintain that and give it, the proper respect. Because if you don't, I mean, you're just asking for trouble. My opinion, obviously. Everything here is my opinion. But yeah, that is my story about Ouija boards and all that jazz. Um, let's see. Anything else I could give you about Ouija boards? Very important. Always have sage or some sort of purifying or cleansing incense. Always have something such as holy water, whether it be from a church, whether it be you make it yourself, I don't care. Or anything that you consider to be holy water. It could be rose water, it could be anything in that nature. Yeah, use that or anything in that nature to bless and consecrate the Ouija board on a regular basis. If you use it on a regular basis, if you don't, then don't worry about it. If it's in its box or whatever and in your closet, nothing's gonna hurt it. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Nothing's gonna come through. Especially if you put it that in your mind and you put that energy into it, saying that as long as you're not using it or when it's in the box or something like that, nothing can come through. Only when you open it psychically for usage, because you're going to use it, can anything come through or anything open up. Because a lot of people get this crazy notion that just the fact that you have a Ouija board, that a Ouija board exists, that means that spirits are just coming through like crazy. That is not the case. Okay, it doesn't work that way. It's not like a giant open door and it is constantly always open. That is not the case. Like I said, you can also make boundaries when you're using it. So hence cast the circle, put crystals around you, which makes the whatever comes out to speak to you cannot be go farther than that. And once you close the circle or close the Ouija board and say that it's closed, you can't come out, that's when you open the circle or what have you. I mean, you could do it however floats your boat. So yeah. Other than that, that is my story and my experiences, and I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. Other than that, have a nice day, guys.